I'm slowly becoming the musician that no one wants to be friends with because I say things just a little bit too loud. So this episode of Rants, I'd like to talk about something that I care for a lot, and that is the knowledge of theory. More specifically, how people can consider themselves professionals, but not know a lot of theory. It just strikes me as weird because I grew up in a system where we had to know theory. It was just part of the underpinnings of, getting a certificate. You had to do this level of theory to get this level of certificate. So, I had that before going into university, and then while going through university, we still had a huge emphasis on theory. Some of you might say, hey Matthew, you're a pianist, of course you had to do this. Theory is basically piano theory, right? It's 4-part harmony, hymns and stuff, things that piano players do. But I want to rebut that because I know a lot of piano players who do not know their theory, who don't know it at all, and probably are really, really bad at any type of basic analysis of their pieces. So it's really, when it comes down to it, it's not about the instrument. It's really about you. And it saddens me because there's so much knowledge you could gain from knowing your theory and knowing the analytical models and methods out there to analyze the pieces that you're doing. For example, like how to analyze the overall phrasing and structuring of your melody. What do the harmonic progressions mean and how do they make sense underneath what you're doing? Is there a cadence? Why is this piece in this section sound so weird? Is it a secondary dominant? Is it the use of a harmonic progression that modulates? Is it a borrowed chord from a tonic minor? Is there a use of a circle of fifths? These things really help you to understand the pieces that you are playing way, way, way better. And some of you might say, hey Matt, I do a lot of listening to lots and lots and lots of recordings, and I think they're very educational and they help me kind of make sense of the music that I'm playing. Or even some of you might be, hey, you know what, Matt, I use my gut feeling. I use a lot of time to kind of understand my pieces, and this gut feeling just it feels right, It just sounds right. And I want to challenge those two ways of thinking with this. Number one, recordings. You're assuming that when you're listening to a recording, that person that you're listening to is doing all of their research to make sure that this piece is as authentic to the performance practices of whatever century or whatever period you're playing as it can be. You're assuming that this person knows their theory and knows how to analyze this piece in a way that really kind of effectively shows off this piece's goods and bads, highs and lows. But what if they aren't doing their part in bettering themselves with the knowledge of theory and analyzing and counterpoint? What if they're just doing whatever? You could be playing something wrong just by listening to recordings. And to assume that these recording artists and these really, really fantastic musicians are doing their homework, but to also assume that because they do their homework and that somehow trickles through the recording and affects you and how you play and how you better understand the piece, sorry, that's just ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Number two, this whole gut feeling thing. I think people don't really understand this because when you're using a gut feeling, it means that you have proper and extensive knowledge and experience in whatever you're gut feeling about. The issue with doing gut feeling in music is that as musicians, we don't play one style of music. We play different genres of music. We play different pieces of music from different time periods. And if you're around my age and you are using your gut feeling to decide how you're playing music, I'm sorry, you're not old enough yet. You don't have enough experience to do that yet. You are not an expert in classical sonata playing. You don't have that knowledge. I'm sorry. Until we get to that point, we need to do our homework. We need to analyze these pieces. It's just part of what we need to do. It just affords you more opportunities to create more beautiful moments in your piece in a well and informed way. You have no idea how much this pisses me off. So, in light of that, I am going to help those of you who don't know their theory by starting a new series on the YouTube channel. So, in January, I will be starting a new series called Know Your Theory, where I will highlight different points of theoretical knowledge. I will explain to you what it is, how it works, and then I will show you a shortcut or a little magic trick that helps you understand that concept or memorize that concept better. So please go home and start doing theory. I think the world will love you a little bit more if you did. I'll sure love you more if you do it. So come back next time and I'll rant about something else that needs to be ranted about. I'm gonna go do something more fun now, like edit this video and put it up, because this needs to be up very soon. So have a good night.